Doing guys, Carlos 1991 here, back with another stream. Before we get started though, I am gonna spend a little time just trying to get everything set up here for our videos, just so we can give a little bit more information about um, the event, the league, the matchups for game one, which is pretty exciting, and go over the course, and then just little rules and stuff like that for everyone as well, just to make sure we're all on the same page. So I was hoping to actually stream this from my laptop, but that has pretty much kicked the bucket. Been trying to sort it out for the last hour and a half, and I haven't really had much success there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through everything here on the video anyway, and from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post all the details, all the individual leagues, all the individual matchups, and everything like that into our community. But I'm going to go through everything um, while on the stream anyway. So first off, like I said, just going to get the links to the stream just passed across, and from there we'll get set up. So back to you in just a moment. All right, guys, I can see there's one or two popping in there. So just to let you know, I'm just getting a couple of things here set up in the background, and we'll be on the way pretty soon. You want a 5 minute countdown clock? I tell you, you've got two chances of getting that, buddy. Slim and none. Oh yeah, I actually had a PowerPoint presentation, the whole thing done up for this today, but like I said, my laptop kind of kicked the bucket earlier, so it took me a little bit of time to try and figure out how I was going to do this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the video, I'll do the stream, go through everything, and then what I'll do is I'll post out the individual matchups as well, and from there then we'll be able to get through. But I suppose just wanted to go through everything. Maybe any questions people had, I can answer them, kind of thing. Um, but that's the plan. Okay. Let me just do one more share, and then we should be good to go. What is the capital of New Zealand? It's Wellington, isn't it? That's not a... Don't... Those are not the kind of questions that I'm looking for, Ian, okay? I'm not that kind of person. Like, I mean, that's not... Yeah, I was going to say we could do that. And a countdown, I'm like, no, that doesn't have anything to do with countdown. But yeah, no. Not those kind of questions. Although my geography isn't that bad, so I'm pretty sure Wellington's actually right. Okay. How are we all doing anyway, for the guys that are actually in the stream at the moment? How are we all feeling? Are we all having a good weekend? For those of you that, I suppose, maybe don't work weekends, you all enjoying it? You said any questions? I did, but maybe one's more focused on what's actually going on. Maybe something like that. Alright guys, so welcome to the stream at the moment. My name is Kahalos1991, as it says in the top right hand corner of the screen. Today I'm going to be going through in more details everything to do with week 1 and game 1 of the T.G.C Championship, which I cannot wait for. I've been really excited over the last few days, and everyone's kind of been signing up and stuff like that, so it's absolutely awesome to have you all involved, and I really can't wait, and I hope that this is actually as successful as I'm picturing it in my head. Ian, yeah, if yeah, no, none of those kind of questions, but you can keep me on my toes if you want. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give you the golf course that we're going to play in game 1. So game 1 is going to be TPC Sawgrass. The reason I've decided to go for Sawgrass was I think it's a really good course. It's a familiar course for an awful lot of us who would have played golf games down through the years across Tiger Woods, Rory, and onto TGC. And I think it's an excellent match play setup as well. Plenty of water in there, and then with this game and the way the game is set up, tempo is going to come into play an awful lot, and that means water is also going to come into play a good bit. So it's going to be a bit fun. It's going to be tricky, and that's what I've selected for game 1. The conditions we're going to go with are pretty much the default conditions that the course is set up for. So we're going to go with the TGC official. So I'm actually going to hop in and actually play around while I talk to you about what's going on, who's in what leagues, and who's playing who. So we're going to go with the TGC official course, and what we are going to do is we're going to go off the back tee. So everyone's going to be playing off the exact same tee. So we're going to be off the back tees, and we're going to be playing off pin set 3. The only condition that I want everyone to change is just the overall wind speed. So the wind speed, just crank that up to a medium, and everything is going to be default. I'm going to send these out again later on in these group chats, but I'm just going to go through it with you in the video as well, so you can refer back to it. That's done there. Custom rules, and then the tees, we're just going to make sure we're off the very backs, and the pin set then 1, 2, get rid of 4. No, I'm not playing with anyone, so I don't really need to worry too much there about turn order. And we're just going to get stuck in. So while I play my miserable golf, I'm going to go through the leagues. So you might have seen the leagues already, but I'm going to go through them individually as well. So we have the Great British and Ireland League with one European player in it. So first up we have Scarn FBI, Ian Cook, playing an awful lot of golf with Ian, so I know that he's pretty decent. Has definitely taken a step up in the game in comparison to TGC2. He's having an awful lot of better time with it. So that should be fun. I'm looking forward to getting to play him because I'm number 2 in the group. I haven't really been having the same success as I had in the previous TGC games, but again, I'm just figuring it out right now, so that's my excuse for now. So if I kind of get to grips with it and get better, then who knows, I might be able to qualify out of the group. But looking at the group and looking at the setup, it's going to be a little tough. Then up after it is my fellow countryman, so Stephen Gannon, who is STE45, STE45. Don't know much about Stephen actually. I suppose maybe I just never really paid attention, but then when I started to it, then I started to see some really good scores like consistently, so going to be a tough guy to beat as well. Then under Steve we've got Fairhurst 1970, who again another quality player. Absolutely was fantastic in TGC2. Haven't seen much of him in T.G.C 2019, but I mean, I haven't seen an awful lot of people at the moment. So if history is going to count as evidence for how he's going to play, I expect Furhurst to play very well as well. Then there's a couple of new faces to me. There's Jambo C and P Marcella 007, who pick up number 5 and 6 in the league. Don't know much about them. Have seen them in the Facebook group, all right, and seen some scores they've thrown up. So, I mean, it's anyone's game and it's match play. So, crazy things have happened, and the biggest of upsets have happened as well. Mr. Bellamy, hello from Missouri. Hey, how you doing? You keeping well? Then we've got Little Red Rooster, who's actually, I won't say. I was gonna let a little secret there, but I'm gonna announce the games later on. So that's fair enough. Then we've got APM 59 UK. I've actually chatted quite a bit to him, an awful lot over the last couple of weeks. I know he's excited to go. Be a bit of fun as well having him inside my group as well. So whether we're going to have one or two matches remains to be seen, but definitely looking forward to our match. Then we've got Das Kemp. Again, haven't really seen much recently, so I find it hard to make a judgment on that just right away. But
solid swing.
Definitely expecting good things. Don't Make Me Putt then is number 10 on our list in League One. Now, Don't Make Me Putt, again, hadn't really seen much, but again, wasn't in my friends up until recently.
Right,
kind of hit me up and said he was interested in playing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got to give, really, because it's going to be a tough one. I think everyone's going to have to play their very, very best. I don't think there's anyone just kind of like, it's going to scrape through kind of thing. I think you've just got to give it everything, really, or it's not going to happen. And then our last two, then we've got Forever Aram again. Very much an unknown in my eyes, but just because they're unknown doesn't mean they're not a talent to be reckoned with. So curious. I think that's the best way of looking at it right now. Curious. And then at the number 12, then is Earl 1967. Again, seen Earl play back in T.G.C 2, known that he's pretty decent. But any man on his day, you never know what could happen. So that's the League One. Then League Two, we've got North 47, so Stephen North. We've also got Loco Toro 87, Jackie Robo 85, Macarox 45, Everton FCPH 84. We've got Above and Beyond 68, Cluffy 100. We've got Mahabanda. We've got Stumpy and Sandy 17. We've got Big Ned 56, Fudge Whacker, and J Trip UK. So one thing I can safely say from all these two GB and I groups is that if you're sitting middle of the pack, it's going to be so hard to get out of those groups. They look stacked, which is always a worrying factor, I suppose, when you're trying to look about where you can make up your points or who you think you could, maybe I could take 3 points from that match, or maybe I could take a point, and just trying to weigh up your options and stuff like that. It's tough to see where they're all going to come from because, like I said, in match play, crazy things can happen. Mr. Bellamy, can Tiger hold the lead? I certainly hope so. What a cracking way to end the season for him. He's come so close twice this season. He had it. I'm not too sure where the first one was, but he had one in Copperhead at the Valspar. So he's had a really good season. Did well at the Open. So I really would love to see it. And if it's not going to be him, then Rose or McIlroy are two worthy competitors to take it as well. So you just have to wait and see. But I really hope he does it. Okay, so this is actually my first time playing Scottsdale in like the official the HB official version of it. So interesting to see how it plays. Nice little fast there.
Nice looking shot.
I started getting into the habit now of trying to hit deliberate fasts on my tee shot just to squeeze a few yards out. Danger is if you do it too fast, then it turns into a very fast, and that's just a terrible
like
shot.
235 yards to the
Also, I meant to say at the very start, excuse me. Wait, it's Sawgrass. Did I not say Sawgrass? Did I say Scottsdale? I probably did, didn't I? Do, 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 do. But yeah, I meant to say at the start of the video, I actually have a touch of a cold and or a bit of a flu, so I'm trying to clear that out at the moment. So if you hear any weird coughing or sniffing, that's me, and I do apologise for it.
Oh, it's heading
Looks
for the
like a
green
good
here.
shot if we can sit down. Okay, so moving on to our next league, we've got the. It is Sawgrass, yeah. What did I say?
There you go.
I'd
This
even
is
love to
this
go
is
back and see
shaping
what
up
I
fine
said,
for
but
real. That's
yeah, I meant to say Sawgrass if I didn't say Sawgrass. So yeah, onto the Australian League. Now this one has changed a little bit since I released it last night, and the reason for that was just one of the guys who, yeah, I thought I said Scottsdale, typical. Sorry, but yeah, when I released the leagues last night, one of the guys actually informed me that while he is Australian, he is playing out of the US, so he's been moved over, and I'm going to update all that later for you guys. So we've got Hamo24983, Ryan Hammond. Then we've got Tanaka Khan. We've got Mitchie_Carter. We've got Watson17, Molly Bags, and JPG 2570. So while it's actually quite a small league, but like there are a couple of players in there that's going to be really really tough. Now with that as well, with that being a smaller league, there's obviously smaller or a lesser number of places available to qualify into the next stage of the tournament. But those couple of places that they have available to them, I mean, that's going to be so tough to get out of there. So definitely a bit of a group of death, in my opinion. Very, very interesting to see how that one pans out. Oof.
Oh, I really wanted you to have that one.
Okay, so then we're moving on to the North American side, and yes, I'm going with North
Nice putt for the
American today
birdie.
instead of USA. I figured that was a bit harsh to all my Canadian friends out there who are joined in that league. To label it as the I hit that
Yes.
really hard. Whew, got that away with that one. So yeah,
Sitting
USA
at
League One.
2 under for the
So we've got
round.
Sniped again, 007, so that's Eric. We've got G Killas, which is Ryan. Then we've got Wildwoods 6349, which is Chris Woods. Gatorade 12, Scammon 024, Cycle Rob, Relk 1999, a big booty hole, which I could not stop laughing at the minute I saw that one, and Sire
Take your best
0328.
shot.
So again, like that's to me a really really well balanced league. There's 5 positions up for grab. There's 9 guys in there. Um, you do know that the 5 guys that come out of there, they're going to be really really good, and the 4 guys that come out, they're just not going to be far. They're not going to be far behind them. I mean, it's yeah, I saw that big booty hole. Brilliant! Just what a PSN name. I mean, fair play. Um, but yeah, it's really tough, and I think the hardest part I'm finding right now is
That's
trying
gonna
to
have to hit
guess
something.
and make that kind of judgment on who I feel could come out. Because even in my own perspective, I don't even think I'd probably come out
On the
of
green with
the
much work to
league.
do.
So it's going to be very
Nice one for
interesting.
birdie.
So then USA League Two, we've got Captain Rax, Line 67. We've got the Hog 76. We've got 4Left 2008. We've got Cab 5290. Benny Griffey. We've got Tat, who's just commented there, Daryl. We've got GTMCF813, and we've also got Pack Loot. So we've got we've actually got one more in that too, because we've got the one of the guys who came over from the Australian League, which is I'm assuming supposed to be Ratus 1511, but it's or4 TTUS 1511, who's come over and joined into the US or the North American League too. So yeah, again, another and one thing I really tried to do was make these as balanced as possible, try and make them fair for everyone. But again, some really really great talent in there. Steve in there, Kev's in there as well. You've got Scott's, Benny, Daryl. I mean, it's just hard to see where it's all gonna go. it's probably going to go down to the wire, I'd say, in a couple of those positions. Gary, do you know what course we're playing in the tournament? We're playing this course that I'm playing right here. I'm playing in the conditions that we're going to be playing in. So, TPC Sawgrass, back tees, pin set 3. Come on, filter in, come on! Ooh, we'll take it, not bad.
Fantastic.
We're playing it on a medium
Just
wind.
didn't drop.
Everything else is going to remain as default. I was, like I said, I had a whole presentation planned out for today. Didn't really work out because my laptop crashed on me, so I'm kind of just reading this out off a script right now. But I'm going to post them all in the groups later on as well. Just wanted to have an opportunity to have a chat with you guys. So last league, so this is league number 6, which is the third league in North America. We're going to have Darb 3454. We're going to have Evolution is a Lie. We're going to have Bring It 341980. We're going to have Rich LP 68. We're going to have Ty Cobb, Shirt 10, Looper for Life, J Tills 123, and I Devico 12. So again, a really, really, really good balance of really good players in there. It's quite a few from the shenanigans actually. There's you've got Ty Cobb, you've got Loops, you've got Shirt, you've got Riches in there, and there's a couple of them in the other guys as well. So I suppose a big shout out to the guys from Shenanigans for supporting. Absolutely chuffed to have you on board, and hope that you actually have a good time. And oh, that's a little fast. See, that's the danger when I was just talking earlier about how I tried to purposely hit some fast swings, and that's where that goes a little bit wrong.
Ooh.
So definitely not in the best position. And I think this is where Sawgrass becomes a really, really good match play course, because you miss the fairways, put yourself in some really tricky or silly positions, and you're going to look very, very silly very quick. Okay. Some part of me just says go ahead and hit it, but I don't know.
Great contact.
Oh, go. Oh, maybe I should just went ahead and hit it. So that's going to be our setup for the, or that's our league setup, I should say. Those are the players that are going to be in each league. So it'd be a good idea to get familiar with the guys you're going to be playing against, because it's going to be interesting. So yeah, the course we're going to be playing on, this is the course here. It's TPC Sawgrass. We're going to be playing off the back tees. Every single person's going to be playing off those back tees. Whether you're, I don't know what actually all the names of the clubs are, but I'm going to go with starter clubs or pro clubs or master clubs. You're all playing off the back tees. We're all playing to pin set 3, and we're all going to be playing with medium wind. Everything else is absolutely default, but just as long as you've got that set up perfectly, no issues. A little bit too aggressive.
5-footer here, nothing too bad.
Oh, actually, I think I forgot one of the players in one of the leagues as well, actually, is because that slide shot is old, just because I saw a message come through there from Serious GT, or Shots GT Serious. He's actually missing out of one of the sheets on my league, so he's in one of the GBNI leagues. What's wrong with your loft grid? I'm actually not sure. It's like... Oh, do you know what it is actually? Sorry, I changed my HUD the other day to make the background of, so like where it says hole 5 and stuff like that, the color contrast, to basically be able to see everything better, because sometimes I'm like a million miles away from my TV when I'm playing, so it's just easier to see it. So I think what it's done is it's filled in the loft grid, the background of it with red, just so I'd see it better, I think. For the first one, I'm actually going with default, just for the time being. I feel like let's ease into it nicely in the first one, and then we're gonna kind of change up a few things. Like, don't be surprised, I'm gonna throw some really tough conditions out there, and I mean they're gonna be tough for everyone. We're gonna have some very high winds in places, depending on the courses. Like if we head out to a links course, you can be sure as hell I'm gonna give you proper links conditions, proper Irish links conditions, and see how you manage it. So I suppose we're just going to try and keep it relatively relatively calm, I suppose, for the first one. Just nice and handy, default everything, medium wind, let everyone settle in, and then from that point forward,
Very
um,
nice.
really
Okay, we
gonna
have about
focus in
130
on
yards,
making
I'd
things a little
say,
bit
to
tougher
get
and a
to the
little bit
pin.
trickier for everybody, and see how everybody handles that. But there is plans for changing up green speeds and so on. So I suppose we're going to get stuck into the matches because I could literally yap here all day long. So we're going to start off with our GB and I leagues. We're going to have League One up first. So first match out is going to be Cahalos 1991 versus Little Red Rooster. In match number 2 in that league, you're going to have Steve 45 versus Jambo C. You're going to have Das Kemp versus Forever Aaron. Errol 1967 versus Fairhurst 1970. You're going to have P Marcella 07 versus Don't Make Me Putt. And you're also going to have APM 59 underscore UK versus M Scarn FBI. So, question there from Gary. So does one of us need to set it up? Yes. So this is actually just what I was literally going to be moving on to right now. Is that so I'm going to have the list of matches done out. Every player on the left is going to be the home player. The home player is the person who sets up the match. They're also going to be the player who's got honor on the first tee. And the reason for that is just, I suppose, just to create that home in a way and have that little bit of advantage of, who gets to tee off first. So whoever's going to be on the left-hand side of those um, lists I send out later on, they're going to be the home player. Then the other person's going to be the away. The home player is also going to have the responsibility of taking the scorecards and sending them in. The reason I just prefer to have it that way, if you have the responsibility of setting up the match, you have the responsibility of sending in the scorecard. Scorecards just need to be, just take a screenshot or take a picture with your phone and send it straight over to me in a message. Once I get that, then I'll be able to do everything from there. Okay, so then moving on to League 2.
Ooh, this one's heading
So
for
League
it.
2, match 1 then is going to be North 47 versus Macarox 45. You're going to have J Trip
Good
UK versus Above
Okay,
and
11
Beyond
footer
68.
here. This is definitely
You're going to
makeable.
have Jakey Robbo 85 versus Everton FC PH 84. You're going to have Mahabanda versus Stubby and Sandy 17. In match number 5 in this league, you're going to have Fajwacker versus Locotoro 87. And you're going to have Big Ned 56 versus Cluffy 100. Now, in a couple of the leagues at the moment, we actually have odd numbers, just the way the sign-ups worked out. So in a couple of leagues, we're going to have one of the players is going to play 2 games in a week, and how that's going to work is I'll give them a couple of days extension to play that second game by. So Shots GT Serious is going to play Mahabanda, so Mahabanda is going to have 2 games in week 1. But like I said, where everyone might get 5 or 7 days, we'll give the guys who need to play 2 games 7 to 10 days to get them done. The other side of it is as well is that the course hasn't been announced for game 2 yet, so they won't be able to play that straight away anyway. Okay, so then moving across into the Australian League, we've got Hamo 24983 versus Mitchie Carter. We've got Mollybags versus Tanaka Khan. And then in the last match, then we've got JPG 2570 versus Watson 17. So nice, again, it's a nice small league, but again, with that, we kind of have the qualification places. Boom,
Nice
in she
putt.
goes. Okay,
3
so
under for the round.
moving on to the North American side. So we've got, again, there's going to be a couple of leagues here that have odd numbers. We're just going to try and filter that out. Some guys are going to get 2 games in a week, but like I said, it's all going to work out. I have
Bird
all
on
the
that
maths
last
done out
hole. Let's see
on
another
a
one.
piece of paper. So as long as I don't lose that piece of paper, we're sorted. So first game in the North American League is Sniped Again 007 versus Ralk 1999. We've got Cycle Rob versus Gatorbait 12. We've got a Big Booty Hole versus Scammon024. We've got G Killas versus Sire0328. Sorry about that, guys. And we've also got Wildwoods6349 versus Cycle Rob. So Cycle Rob there is getting the second match. Gary, absolutely. I'm going to be posting these on Facebook later. My laptop crashed. I had a little bit of a change with one of the leagues. So I just wanted to get on and, like I said, have a quick chat about this, answer some questions if you had any about how things are going to work out and stuff like that. Not a problem. But I'll definitely have them up on Facebook later on. So yeah, Cycle Rob is going to get the 2 games there in week 1 of that league. Then moving on to League 2, then we've got Captain Rax versus Cab, 5290. We've got Pack Loot versus Tat22020, which is Daryl. We've got Line 67 versus the Hog 76. We've got Benny Griffey versus 4 Left 2008. I don't use Facebook. Yeah, what I do is, Darren, I'll post it into the community. I'll be posting it pretty much everywhere for the first couple of days just to make sure I catch everyone. So it's going to be in the forums. It's going to be in the community group I've set up. It's going to be on Facebook. And then as soon as I can start to, everyone kind of filters into that community group on PlayStation, then I'll pretty much just keep it through there. But for the time being, it's pretty much going to be everywhere, and I'll make sure everyone kind of is able to see it. So we're going to have Lion 67, Kevin Maguire is going to be up against the Hog 76. Benny Griffey is going to be up against 4 Left 2008. And then Daryl is going to get the... Actually, no, sorry. That's wrong because we don't have a second match for anyone in this one because we have a new member. So R4TTUS 1511 is going to be up against GTMCF 813 in that final match of League 2. And then moving over to League 3, we've got Evolution is a Lie is going to be up against Tycob. Again, having played some matches with and against Tycob I should say, and the same with Doug. It should be an interesting match. I can see that one actually being pretty tight. But then again, that's based off T.G.C 2, so that'll be interesting. Rich LP 68 up against Darb 3454. Looper for Life. Ooh, slow. Don't hang too far right on me. Looper for Life is going to be up against Idavico 12. We've got Bring It 341980 is going to be up against Shirt 10. And we've got J Tills 123 is going to be up against Rich. So Rich is going to be the guinea pig in League 3 who's going to take 2 matches in the first week. Again, that second match, the course hasn't been confirmed just yet, but will actually be confirmed by tomorrow. So don't run ahead and play your game 2 match on Sawgrass because it won't count. Sadly enough. Okay, 17 feet up 1 inch. A little bit of break in this one. Oh, awesome. Nicely done. And in she goes. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the in who's in what league and what the matches are for the first match. What we're also going to have, so just to, I suppose, go through a couple of formalities again. So as the lists go out, you'll have players on the left versus the players on the right. Players on the left are going to be your home. You're going to be at home. When you're at home, you have the responsibility of setting up the match. With the responsibility of setting up the match, you got to make sure that your tee set's correct, your win's correct, your pin set's correct, but also you're going to have the advantage on the first tee. So I'm going to try and make sure that everyone gets a fair advantage and gets a fair split of home and away games. What we're also going to do as well is the person who sets up the game, has the home advantage and everything, is going to have the responsibility of sending in the scorecard later on. Now, I know with most guys, they'll all tend to take a screenshot anyway, which is always good, but I suppose I'm just putting that responsibility on the guys playing at home. To let you know as well how it's going to work, so you win your match, you're going to get 3 points for a win, you're going to get 1 point for a draw, so there's going to be no matches going up the 19th, not until the knockout stages, and obviously 0 points for a draw. Within that then as well, we're going to have holes won and holes lost. So this is also going to be used for any ties that happen in the league. I'm sure there's going to be some people stuck on the same points. So we're going to use the amount of holes won versus lost as your difference, and whoever has the best difference then will obviously take the higher spot. So, oh wow, sorry for that, guys. Other side of things as well is just to let you know how many qualification positions are available. So what we have got is we've got 7 available in both of the GB and I leagues. So out of those 12 and 13 players in those leagues, 7 of them then get to progress on to the next level. Then in Australia, it's 4, which might take a reshuffle now that we've lost a player and moved into another league. I might give one of those positions over to the US. I'm going to redraw that later on and see how that works out. And then in the USA leagues, then all 3 leagues have 5 positions currently. Okay,
I
looking
think this one's
good.
going for it.
Go on, go on, go on. Close. And that'll
All right,
total
nice
up
hole,
then
2
to
for 5.
33 positions. Now, sadly, there is only 32 available in the
Great
knockout
putt,
stage,
and there's your
and how we're
birdie.
going to decide that is just down to
Sitting at 5 under
a
for the
wild
round.
card match. So the worst 2 of the 33 that qualify are going to play in a 18-hole match play match. Winner then will take that very, very last spot
Okay, nice
in
clean
the top
swing and
32.
drop to something green.
And the loser, sadly, will be moved down into the Silver Championship, and they will take the number 1 seed. So the Silver Champ. So basically, for anyone who doesn't qualify for those for the top 32, you still have that opportunity, and you still have something to play for um, when all's said and done at the end of the league. So don't worry, it's not completely over if you don't make it. Still plenty to play for. It's kind of nice there having a golf ball as my tee. It's a bit strange. I just need that to sit. Thought the hump now might kill that bounce a bit more. So yeah, that's the
All right.
amount of
And here
places up
we
for
go. This
grabs.
one for birdie.
Any rules? Like I'm not too much of a stickler on rules. I suppose if uh, if a game isn't played, it's just going to be straight tied. So what I will do is um, each player will receive 1 point. They won't receive any holes won or holes lost. It'll just be a straight um, all square match the whole way through. For any player that pulls out after we've started, so we are actually, I meant to say that our official start date is tomorrow. So Monday is the first day of when our matches go live, and you will have until the following Monday to complete your match. If it is a case that someone pulls out after we start tomorrow, what's going to happen is whoever that person's playing is going to receive the 3 points, and from that point on, every other player that they're going to play is also going to get those 3 points. And the reason why is because it's just going to upset the balance of our league and how many matches we need to play. And I feel that if they've started and then someone has received points from a match, then everyone else should get the same treatment, kind of thing. So that's the reason for doing that. Because otherwise, then it's just too messy. So that's what I've settled on that. For anyone who's pulled out, everyone that you were going to play against gets those 3 points. Tough little putt here, 10 feet down 4 inches. It's not that far downhill. Wow. These short putts kill me.
Okay, this one for par.
So yeah, I suppose any questions so far? I know like it's hard to picture it when you can only hear me talking about it and you can't see the overall setup of it.
And a nice
But yeah,
bogey.
any questions, fire away. I'm all ears. I'm going to
And
keep
that'll
playing on
keep
this round
you
anyway
at
and
5 under for
see
the
how this
round.
goes. 'Cause to be fair, I could do with the practice.
Hole number 9.
Hey Bart, how are you? You keeping well, buddy? Yeah. Ooh, tempo's a little bit everywhere today.
Nice.
Ooh, who have I here in the course with me? Shots GT serious. Right, so one of the guys is already getting stuck in. No holding back. He's already moving on to his practice rounds, and that's one thing I suppose I should talk about as well. Like, there's no restrictions on practice rounds. You can practice on this course as much as you want. Feel free. The conditions are set up there for everyone. So yeah, knock yourselves out. One thing I will say though, oh wow. Too much talking and not enough focus on what I was doing. Um,
Ooh, no good.
yeah, one thing I was
Don't
going to
trust
say
it.
there is that all these matches have to be
Fine
played
stuff.
in
Lucky
a
this one.
in a live setup. So you have to actually go ahead and add this person, your opponent, as a friend, set up the party, get in there and play your matches live. And the reason for that is just simply to keep that authenticity of actually playing a live match play match. Um, it's it's a hell of a lot of fun if you haven't done it yet, so I definitely recommend it. But playing a ghost ball does not count, and your score won't stand. Both will receive 0 points for it. No. I'm good, Bert. I'm good. Just chilling out. A little bit of a flu at the moment, so feeling a little sorry for myself. Other than that, though, all good. Can't wait to watch the golf later and the football. Into week 3 of the football, so
Whoa. Ooh, nicely done. Out of the
oh, what
sand.
is this?
Into the
I'll
cup.
tell you one thing. I haven't gotten
Birdie, no
close
less.
yet to oh, a trophy,
Very solid
golden
round
ferret.
after 9. Looking
I haven't gotten
fantastic.
this close to shooting or 6 under through 9 holes
Nice solid birdie on that last
in a
hole. Get
tournament
another
yet. So
birdie in the works here.
this is interesting. Maybe I'm finally getting to grips with this game at the right time. I will say one thing though. It does really look like Sawgrass. Like, it doesn't look like Sawgrass from the Tiger Woods games or the Rory games. And I always felt like that Sawgrass was never a true capture of Sawgrass in itself. But this looks really awesome. Went out with the chicken stick. Nice handy 3-wood down there. I think I go with 3-wood here simply because driver's way too much probably going to be in the bunker or the rough. And just leaves you that awkward club where I kind of like to be in around that 130 club, 135 maybe. And just hit one in there nice and chill. So what do y'all think for the Ryder Cup actually next week? Or this coming week, I suppose. Any thoughts on it? Anyone got any anyone want to hazard a guess at the score or who's going to win? Because I suppose a couple of weeks ago I was there thinking, wow, this is going to be a washout. I mean, USA are going to take this big time. But the closer it's getting, the more I'm seeing that those that USA team, while all the merits it has from 2018, all the fantastic play, all the fantastic players, and all the hype, I'm like, some of them are a little bit, rusty. They're a little bit off the boil. Patrick Reed's suffering a bit. Kepka's pretty much propping up the leaderboard from the bottom at the moment at the Tour Championship. And I haven't really seen, like, Spieth hasn't been at his best potential. So I'm like, the fact that those guys aren't at the top right now is kind of like, okay, there's a little hope. There's a little kind of glimmer chance for Europe to do some damage. I still believe USA are going to take it, but I don't think the gap is as big as I thought it was maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago. I don't know, that
All right,
that
but
putt
a
looked a bit
here.
different. Yeah, I definitely think it should be very interesting. I'm
That'll
really
work for
interested to see
par.
how it does, and especially with the different
And
pairings
that'll
and
put
stuff like
you
that.
at
Like, I'm
6
trying to
under
work
for the
out who's going to
round.
go with who, kind of thing. And like, I'd be surprised if Spieth and Reed weren't back together again. Very good pairing.
Okay, par
Um,
5.
I'm curious to know who he's going to put Woods with, because that isn't a very obvious pick to go with there. And I actually think that Woods and Spieth might actually make a pretty interesting pairing. So it's it's a tough one to read. I'm curious to think who you think that Furyk will stick there with
I'm liking
Woods,
it.
but it's hard to know. It really, really is. On the European side, there's obviously going to be a couple of obvious picks that are there. I mean, you've got to be looking at Rose and Stenson. That's a pretty decent, formidable pairing. Then you've also got to think maybe in the four balls you might go with Garcia, Cabrera, Bello. Definitely good, like to have that kind of a Spanish Armada, like rekindle the whole Sevi Oli thing from the 80s. That there's a possibility of that. Um, then you're looking at. I also think Tyrrell Hatton and Poulter could be a pretty good pairing.
Now that was a swing.
Tyrrell Hatton's probably one of the most passionate players on the tour right now. He's very fired up. He's always got something to say or something like that. And I think that Poulter has that kind of attitude in him as well, but more from a veteran perspective. And he might just be able to
That's fine work.
keep him in check a little bit. But yeah, just curious to know what you think. I know it's all guessing and it's all this. We won't really know until the next few days. But I'm ready to see Tiger. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I was gutted from at Valspar earlier on this year, and it's a long time coming. I thought he might nip it in the Open. I really did, but at the same time, Molinari took it. Sorry again, coughing like crazy. Okay, 56 feet up 1 foot. Do. How hard to hit this one? Oh, slow down. Okay, that one worked out pretty well. Sergio Cabrera, great. Yeah, I definitely think so. I've decided to build my bridge and get over the whole Garcia playing in the Ryder Cup thing. I didn't agree with the pick. I felt like Russell Knox may have deserved it. So
Okay, and
shit happens, I suppose. But yeah, then you've also there's a couple of other guys out there McIlroy and Allison, two young guys. They kind of came on, or they've kind of came up the tour a little bit together. So that could be one. Actually, let me just get the Ryder Cup listings up there because I know I'm going to be forgetting a couple of players there. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely not taking it over there. Is it me or I don't know. I always remembered that there was more of a hill here on the left-hand side on 12. Maybe that's just maybe they've done a huge bit of work there, but I always thought there was a big hill up the left-hand side of 12 and you had to play across it. But it looks like it's gotten a bit of a remodel over the years.
Solid swing.
Yeah, so we've got Bryson DeChambeau, Tony Finau, Ricky Fowler, Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Mickelson, Reed, Simpson, Spieth, Thomas. That's on paper that is absolutely stacked. That's unbelievable. Ooh, kind of get the feeling that Justin Thomas and Phil Mickelson could be a great pairing, or Mickelson and Johnson. Imagine Mickelson and Justin Thomas though. That long game with that short game. Imagine that in the foursomes. Ah, sick. Absolutely sick.
Sweet. 10-footer here. This is makeable.
Then you've got, okay, so on the European side then, you've Tommy Fleetwood as well. Forgot about him. Garcia, Casey, McIlroy, Molinari, Noren, Ollison, Poulter, Ram. See, Ram could also fit in that. It could go Ram, Garcia, but I think those guys they're too emotional, I think. I don't know if... Then again, I put Hatton with Poulter, so who's to say you couldn't put Garcia with John Ram? And then she goes again.
Sitting at
But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I don't see it being like American Medina. I don't see it being like Oh, we're being like Oakland Hills or anything like that. I don't see it being massive runaways or massive comebacks. I reckon at most it might be a 16 and a half, 12 and a half to the US if I was going to put a score on it. Yeah, starting to get the putting down a little bit. Um, I got a few little
Ooh,
tips
looks like you're gonna get putting.
from a couple of the guys who I was just trying to change my technique because whatever I was doing in T.G.C. 2 just didn't translate properly across. I was either hitting putts a foot in front of me or belting them 20 feet past the hole. I just couldn't get in between. So at least it's getting a bit better now. Chipping I started to get down maybe in the last week or two,
To save
which is
par.
pretty good. I find that chipping, well, especially at the very start, was so goddamn hard, and
And a
even a little
decent
bit
little putt to
unnecessary
make
in
this one.
places.
8 under for the
Two
round.
roster. Ah, for feck's sake! Sorry, I just got news that Fournette is out again this week.
Coming off a par on the last one. Let's
That
see
guy
what
just.
happens here.
Oh, it's a good thing I picked up James Conner this week, or I would be screwed. I put in James White. It sucks. I've got him in like two of my leagues. I don't know if anyone's playing fantasy or anything like that. Let me know if you are. Actually, I'd be interested to see how you're getting on or who you got in your lineup or whatever. But yeah, I love playing
Oh,
fantasy.
liking
It's
this one.
just it's awesome.
Okay, about
Oh, I lost. Oh, I just
190
realised your man left
yards to go
the
here.
course. Damn, I was curious to see how he's getting on. But I think that we should see some pretty decent scores anyway from game one, or at least quite a few matches that are birdie fests, simply because of the familiarity. Sorry, I keep burping and stuff here. I feel so miserable. Um, but yeah, I think that just the overall familiarity with Sawgrass should help. We should definitely see an awful lot of decent scores, some big
This is looking
big
decent to
birdie
bet
fest
some.
matches, and I'm hoping that we get to see a couple of guys stream as well. I'd love to see that, just to see how the guys getting on in the matches and stuff like that. People getting to tune in and watching live and stuff like that. So if you feel like you want to stream your match, go ahead and do it. Let us know. We'd all love to kind of chime in and watch it. Okay, 8-2. Let's. I don't know. Maybe chipping isn't that
Okay,
easy.
here we go. This one to save par.
Uh,
Nice putt. We're in the hole. Good
Perfect.
stuff.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go over
And
to
that'll
my
keep
other
you
league and
at
make sure
8
I
under for
trade
this
or
round.
swap him out because it'll be bloody costly if I leave him in. Oh, man.
Coming off a
Okay, so
par on
moving
the
on to the
last
15,
one.
getting
Let's see what
close now.
happens
I'm
here.
actually getting very, very close to possibly having my first ever double digit under par round. Um, so I can see that the numbers there of guys tuning in has kind of gone up a little bit. So if you are hopping in for the first time, just to
Liking
let
that
you
one.
know that if you go back to the very start of the stream, you'll be able to see all the information in relation to the TGC Championship. But what I will be doing is posting all that information I
All
shared with
right.
you into the
We're right
community
around
group
165 yards out.
on the forums in Facebook for at least the foreseeable future, and then we'll just move it all to the community group. So if you are just hopping on for the first time, go back to the start of the stream and you'll be able to get all the details of each league and the matches and stuff like that.
This is looking good.
Sit down, sit down.
right, solid approach shot. We can 2-putt from here. Okay, let's see what you can do with his 8-footer.
Phew, I thought I drafted for it in a couple of different leagues. Thankfully, I didn't. Okay. Let's get to 9 under par.
Yes.
Ooh, nicely done. See, that's the other thing I've picked up as well
Sitting
because
at
of
9
the
under
way
for
I
the
used to put
round.
in T.G.C. and then trying this new way is that I'm hitting all my putts so much firmer now. So when I
Nice
miss, I
solid
miss
birdie
so
on that
bad.
last hole. We
I
got
either
another birdie
rattle
in
the
the
hole
works
or
here.
it's just like cling film. Oh, we're back. Shots GT series is back. Okay. Might just let the wind do the work for me here. I might just take it out of the bunker and hit a little bit of a slinger around the corner.
Nice swing.
Yeah, that worked out nicely. Tried to hit a little bit of a fast as well, but I didn't get there. Just to try and squeeze a few more yards out, because this is
All right, we're about 215
like if any matches get
yards
down
from
to
the
here,
pin
this is where things are going to get an awful lot of fun with tempo. Trying to make sure that you either don't hook it a mile left or don't hit it too slow and end up in the drink. So very interesting.
Ooh, looking good, looking good.
I should kick to the right now. If I can sit down. Oh, come on. Nice, tidy effort. Fair enough. I'll take that.
All right, you're putting now. I'm thinking 2-putt. My favorite bird of prey. This one's for eagle.
Tough putt here. These are the ones that I do find I have the most trouble with, simply because there's so much break in them now that I'm trying to make sure I get my speed right and the break, and because I'm hitting them so hard, it's just judging that is tough. Yeah, try to baby it. It's not too bad though. In for the birdie.
Okay, here's your putt for birdie.
Double digits under par for the literally. This is the first time in this
Well
game
done.
in TGC 2019 that I have been double digits under par.
Yeah,
I've
sitting
gotten
at 10 under
close
now for the round.
in terms of like 6, maybe 7 or 7 under, and then not to 10 under.
17th hole
So
coming
this is
up.
a nice feeling. It definitely makes it easier to enjoy it. Ooh. What to do?
I like the way this is tracking.
Oh, get over it. Get all over it. Yes.
Okay, you're on the dance floor. Little 5-footer here, nothing too scary.
There we go. There we go. That's a sickener.
And this next putt for par.
It's just called hitting it too
Decent
firm
little
on the
putt
right
there.
line. Or
Okay, so that'll keep you at 10 under for the round.
that's my excuse anyway. I'm going with it.
18th hole.
Oh, could have got to 11 under. Would have been nice just to break through that barrier a little bit. But coming up on the last hole anyway. You don't want to be hitting it very fast here anyway, that's for sure. Let's just try and keep it nice and smooth. Almost as slow. Wasn't quite.
Shots looking decent.
But we're on the fairway and that's all that matters.
All right, and we are about 160 yards or so from the
160 yards out. Might just go ahead and straight hit this one. Its slope beforehand is going to take a little bit out of it. We're into the wind. It's going to run on a bit. Hey, Kev. It's crack. Where do I watch the golf game? I want to see Tiger. Depends where you are, actually. I know I watched it on... What was I watching on Sky Sports Golf last night? So I'm not too sure who's hosting it over in the US, but probably CBS or something, is it?
This is looking good so far.
Okay, so just want to get it above the hole. There we go, and I watch this filter down. Come on, come on, come on. Ah,
All right, on the green. Let's get putting.
All right, here we go for the birdie.
NBC. Oh, okay. Go on, go on. Nah. Right, but it's a 10 under round.
All right, sink
And
this,
I'll
we
take
can head
that.
to the clubhouse.
Absolutely.
Nice
My very
way to
first
end
one in
things, a
the
nice solid par.
game. I got a trophy on the way for chipping in out of the bunker as
Power
well, which is pretty
18,
sweet.
we have a fine score.
T.G.C.
Good things.
or sorry,
It's an easy course
TPC
that,
Sawgrass Master.
like I suggest.
So nice little trophy there for myself as well. So guys, thanks very much for tuning in and for, I suppose, sticking on for the rest of the round as well. Like I was saying, if you have just joined into the stream in the last few minutes, if you want to head back to the very start of the video, it's where I was going through who's in what league and what matches and stuff are there. I know Shots GT Series actually messaged me because I accidentally left his name out of one of the leagues, but he is in there and he is going to be playing matches. So guys, I'm going to post all this information as well back into those groups for everyone to see. Any questions, anything like that at all, just hit me up and I'll be able to answer everything for you. Hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless, and we'll see you later.